And we are back after a bit of a long break, but hey, we're back with the final Valorant series of today. My name is Flater, and with me in the casting booth is once again Captain Soka. How you doing?
Oh, I am doing absolutely swell, especially after that break. I'm all rejuvenated. Got me some drinkies, took a
Mhm.
nice little breva, took a second, to get readjusted. And now, you know what? I got some energy to go into our next matchup.
Absolutely, a lot of energy for this last series. And who else but University of Hawaii going up against the Rochester Institute of Technology? A quick look at their standings. We got, let me pull this up for you. DePaul University sitting at 8-5 in terms of wins and losses, with the University of Hawaii sitting at 4-6 at the moment. And from what we have discussed in the production booth so far, Ahsoka, I believe this is gonna be a close one.
I mean, it should be. They have the same amount of wins here. Of course, you're looking at Hawaii with 4. You got Rochester with 4. The only difference is the L's right now. I mean, you're looking at the L's, and unfortunately for Rochester, they have 2 more than Hawaii. So there's a lot going on right here for the standings. I mean, this could be a huge dub, of course, for the side of the University of Hawaii, because if they take the win here, then they should have a better record than the Delaware squad, and that can move them up in the standings. However, for Rochester, if they happen to take the dub here tonight, then I'm not sure if they're actually going to overtake Hawaii. They might. So, a lot on the line for both of these squads.
Absolutely, a lot on the line here. And it's okay. I'm always wondering, is this gonna be as competitive as the first series we saw? Because that first series was insanely competitive. Once again, the correction there is the University of Hawaii going up against Rochester Institute of Technology. I know I said at DePaul. Okay, I'm sorry. It's been a bit of a long break.
Yep. Well, let's take a look at these rosters in on the side of the University of Hawaii. We got Da Alawai on the peak, Krumba, Igor Shesterkin, and Patroni or Patorium.
Okay, so no ranks to go by this time around, just to see what kind of agents is that the Hawaii side like to play. And so far, we have casted University of Hawaii plenty of times. I would rank them somewhere around the Ascendant Immortal lineup, but I'm not sure about the Rochester Institute of Technology though.
Well, I can tell you something about Rochester is that starting off for their lineup, we're going to have Trigon, followed up by Henry B. Cool. And then coming up next is going to be Chad Bino, followed by Aiden. And last but not least, it's Sitten. Or Sighton. I don't know the correct pronunciation. Can I get a fact check? We need a fact check on how to pronounce Sitin. It's either Sitten or Sighton. It's Sit-in. All right, thank you.
Trust me, pronounce it wrong enough and Twitch chat will be on you.
I am the caster sinner, okay? I don't think there has been anyone that mispronounced names more than I, and it's not on purpose. It's because I'm an idiot. So regardless, I try my best. And you know what? Sometimes I get them right. But you know what? Whenever I get them right, do you hear anybody, regardless, in the chat or in behind the scenes, are like, hey, you pronounced that good. That was a good job. No. But when you pronounce them wrong, now everybody got to say something.
A quick flashback to the experience that we had with Aether, that the first name over there in that first series. But heading into this next one, let's have a quick look at the map picks. We got the first one picked up by University of Hawaii. We are going to be headed straight to Pearl.
Hold on.
Classic, one of the more lovely maps, in my opinion.
I pronounce that P. Earl. Yep. Continue.
Okay, P. Earl. Yeah, sure. Here map number 1, followed up by Lotus.
Lotus.
For map number 2. Lotus.
Lotus.
And let me guess. Eastbox?
No, that's just Icebox.
What? You're not gonna mess up your favorite map's name, Atoka? That seems impartial.
I don't know. It's just Icebox. There's really no other way to pronounce this one. I guess maybe Icebox. I don't know. I'm just gonna go with Icebox on that one. That seems pretty straightforward.
Right, okay. So what was the second map pick again?
Lotus.
Oh, you love to hear it.
And then P. Earl. And then you got for the maps that we banned, actually, you have I don't have anything. Friture, you can go with that.
Mhm.
Splite. Um,
One.
Oven. Oven.
Often. Okay.
And then accent.
Yeah, we got
Or
a person in the Twitch
Ascent.
chat saying Ascent. Yes. We got a
Ascent.
person in the Twitch chat saying, oh my god, if RIT lose, I will go bald.
Oh, too late. I
Very
already
well.
got you, homie. Hold on. Oh, fudge. I forgot they can't see my face anymore. But guess what? I'm already bald, so I'm already ahead of the game. Bald head gang representing.
But okay, right. So good. Let's break down what kind of agent picks we have here. Looking at the RIT lineup. We got a duelist Yoru, as well as Aiden picking up the raise. It's been a while since we saw a duelist lineup coming in from any team. And the Cypher picked up on a map like Pearl. I absolutely love to see it. Astra as well on both sides with Fade as initiator on the defense. Cypher coming in as well as a Sage. Not sure about the duelist here. Might just be from on the peak. Let's find out who is gonna be the duelist from the University of Hawaii, or granted, if they're gonna be even having a duelist.
All right, well, I got to tell you, Flater, you're going to have to get a glass of milk because I'm about to hit you with some spicy hot takes, okay? Number one, I'm not a huge fan of the double duelist on Pearl because, you know, there's a lot of, maybe not even a lot of, the double duelist meta has been out for a very long time. That's number one. Number two, I'm not mad at the Cypher picks for their Sentinels. However, I will say that we're looking at two Astra picks, also not that bad, but at the same time, Viper has proven themselves to be extremely viable on this matchup. So I'm really surprised that we aren't seeing a Viper pick. On the other hand, going back to the University of Hawaii, they managed to come out with a double Sentinel composition. Again, that is pretty solid. I like it. Being able to come in with the Sage, not only able to lay down the Sage walls once you're on site, but also has the res. And then you're looking at the Jet pick. Jet, always good for having those long sight lines, especially if you can get them with an operator. Looking at the other side, they brought heals to the party as well, but unfortunately, they only brought the one initiator. I think instead of going double duelist, they should have went double initiator and then possibly bring in Breach or even KO. I think would have been some fantastic picks, or even a Sova for that matter. But regardless, they do have Sky as their initiator. But again, you know, coming in with the double duelist comp of Yaru and Raze, not too sure how that one's gonna go.
Yeah, if I had to choose, I mean, I'd probably stick with Yoru instead of the race duelist, especially on this
Agreed.
map with how many mind-boggling plays that you can make here with Yoru and its teleport. The flash is coming in from any direction. So on a map like Pearl, Yoru might just be the better choice here. As we see heading into this first round, we see the offensive side looking to head straight towards B with one flank coming in from mid. A pretty classic push coming in from RIT here.
Oh, absolutely. And honestly, the best attacking avenue is going through mid, at least, you know, in my opinion, because it used to be when, you know, when Pearl first dropped, is that, you know, you were going straight to B long, you're going to try and get that pick, but no one peeks anymore. They know better. Everybody knows better. You don't peek B long anymore. So now they're just going to try and util and smoke their way onto site, but already you can see the rotation full and underway from the University of Hawaii, and already you will see a Trigon going down first here in round one.
And you're absolutely right about that B-Long thing. You know, you hear B-Long instead of watching B-Long. $Y here, last man alive over at side, looking to find a few kills. Oh, he spotted him with the camera, but he doesn't even need the ping. He takes him down. Henry B. Cool has the frenzy in his hand. Needs to be very careful with the next few plays. Does head back, but on a gun like, on a pistol like Frenzy, you would want to be as up and close to your opponents as you possibly can. The Cypher versus Cypher. Now gonna be a 1v2 here, make it a 1v3 with the speed coming in from all three players. Henry B. Cool is gonna be put out of his misery. Hawaii take the very first round.
Now you're gonna think I'm crazy, but I would have tried to save the Frenzy. I mean, I'm keeping real with you. That's 450 bones right there. You know, that's a decent purchase. And not only that, but that weapon could carry you into round number 2, because clearly you're not gonna have any purchasing power, and you know you're not gonna be able to go for a Spectre or a Frenzy. You probably might not even be able to go for a Sheriff. But as long as you keep that Frenzy in hand, who knows? You could still pull off a Thrifty, because believe it or not, I do think that the Frenzy has a little bit more of a, I think it's more worth of a purchase than, say, a Stinger. So, you know, that's just another hot take.
Have we discussed this before? I feel like I've been in this exact same situation where, you know,
I hate the Stinger. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and you know, a quick factor for the Twitch chat. I specifically remember our producer telling us not to talk about Stinger just because how much Stinger we were talking about. It was a lot of fun that day, you know.
They said not to talk about it for the rest of that match, and that match is long gone. We're in a new match now, so I can talk about it again.
Well, the Frenzy Stinger, you know, competition, it continues to pull through here over on the EGF streams, be it EGFH, EGFC. It's kind of leaked through to the both those sides. But heading into the second round here, we see the offense playing a very patient game at the moment, as we see 4 of the players now pushing in towards B main, while the flank pushes through from B short. I'm not sure the push should be coming in anytime soon. Shadbino does have the Ghost to work with, but facing a Spectre in that close angle might just not be the best idea. Chesterkin has the Spectre in hand. Utility not out yet. Be facing the short person at a 1v2 spot. Shadbino will have to fall back, and getting the spike plant here is huge for RIT.
Yep, that it is, and already you can see Chesterkin able to come through with not 1 but 2 eliminations back to back, showing you just how viable that Spectre is here in round number 2. But the defuse audio cue does go off. They get it halfway, and really, that's really all you need. As you can see, all the trades are not going to be enough for the side of Rochester to get them off the spike. Players do, I mean, players, yeah, but pros don't fake, and neither does the University of Hawaii.
They don't. They don't. But hey, getting the spike down here in the second round is huge. You needed all the extra money you can get. I mean, looking at their balances right now, it doesn't seem like they have a lot of money to work with. But hey, you still got something. You had the ability to buy all the guns and the assault rifles all the way through. Over on the other side, we got the on-up peak on the operator. So it's going to be a lot of fun to see some operator action coming in towards A site here. But we've got RIT now on the offense.
That is such an interesting ice wall to constantly put by doors in mid, because it immediately gets destroyed. So I'm wondering at what point do they try and put it someplace else. But on the peak, again, doing their namesake, and is going on the peak, but can't get it to go. They're going to have to back off of A main and try and find another way to get an early pick here.
Ooh, Aiden. As he pushed through, he's decided to push through, but he can't beat the Spectre at the close range. Petorium comes out on top as a Vandal to work with now. You got Shadbino pushing in towards B site here. Man to lead the charge needs to be careful. He's not looking in the right direction. Needs to clear out the angles. He doesn't seem to be doing it, and that is going to be done by Kroomba and Chester's skin as they've taken down 2 from RIT. Kroomba takes down yet another, leaving Trigon to be the last man alive. Check your corner, ladies and gentlemen. This is exactly how RIT met their loss here in this third round.
Yeah, not only that, but that was the bonus round. So not only do they get all the goods and monies, but they get all the weapons that RIT dropped in the process. So they literally just got like a free buy round.
Yeah, absolutely. For University of Hawaii rolling and money at the moment, as we see on the peak. Still on the operator, looking for his very first skill. Where is he playing? It seems to me that he's going to be taking it towards the A side here, while the B side left completely theirs for the taking at the moment. I'm not sure what kind of plan do they have pushing on this side, but it seems like it's going to be a bit of an A push. Kroomba doesn't care. He's already taken down 1 with the Sheriff. He'll be looking for more, but for now, the damage is done, and RIT have been set at mid.
Well, now you can see they're going to be heading over towards, I want to say that's called Art. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah, they're taking the process down through mid and is now finding themselves that much closer to planning over towards the A site. But look at this, Cypher has A site absolutely locked down, as Petorium and company are going to be watching towards that mid lane, and you have the great Chadbino with the Sheriff trying to hold on, does get caught on the ice walk. And now, just staring down this Astra smoke, as they have yet to commit to pushing onto the A site.
Woo! On the peak, finds his first kill there over the Trigon, leaving Henry B cool, finding one before being traded out. RIT Sidon, being the last man alive here on the Sheriff. 1v3. Let's see if he's able to pull something off. Cypher faces him, takes him down, and it's Hawaii taking their 4th round win.
Hey, you want to know why Sitton from Rochester got eliminated?
Why so?
Because they were on site sitting. Oh, bang. We got jokes today. But as we get ready to head into round number 5, you will see the University of Hawaii has a commanding lead, but it is going to be a full buy coming from the side of Rochester. Will it be enough in order to make a comeback here? Only one way to find out, and that's to get this next round underway.
Here we go, 5th round, another buy round coming in from the offensive side. On the peak this time, playing towards B. With the operator, does manage to slip away. No early kills for him yet, but look at that. This man seems to be very aggressive at the moment. He's out there on the peak once again. Let's see if he's able to do it. It's true to his name, misses the second shot, down to 40 health, and Albino is gonna take him out of his Chadbino rather. Is gonna take him out of his misery. Chester Kenny's found 2. Looking for the 3rd one, not so fast. The Vandal, however, has already done a lot of damage. RIT, they need to get this spike down at the very least if they want to have some economy to work with going into this next one. Aiden taken down by Dalawai, leaving Henry B cool to be the last man alive with the spike in hand. He faces the first man, doesn't survive it, and it is Kroomba taking University of Hawaii into their 5th round win.
Yep, they are absolutely popping off here on Pearl. And you know what? They got so much monies that they can literally just lose, I'm pretty sure, like the next 2 and still be okay. Meanwhile, you see the side of Rochester. They are having to kind of go with a half buy. It feels like, I mean, they're going with Sheriffs and Quarter Shields, so I don't know if you consider that a save. It's definitely not a full save, for sure. And then you have the weapon that shall not be named there at the bottom for Henry B. Cool. But let's see what they can make of it as we get ready to head into round number 6.
Round number 6, here we go. University of Hawaii looking to carry on that momentum forward. This time going towards A side, and you know, it has been a bit of an A-B switch up coming in from the offensive side here. Nothing that's not been read from University of Hawaii yet. They're looking to switch it up and maybe find something going their way. Trigon on the Sheriff is going to be facing the operator for not more long than a millisecond. As on the peak is there to take him down as he heads on towards the other part of the side, looking to find some more people to peek. And so far, it seems like, you know, RIT, they know what's up. They're going to be trying to rotate.
Yeah, and you know, this is why I love Valorant, you know, because the most vital part of your body with, you know, the most importance isn't your brain and it's not your heart. It's actually your shoulder, because that's where you're getting killed the most. And that's exactly what happened to the auto coming from RIT. They peeked out just a little bit too much. They poked that shoulder out just a wee bit too far, and they got eliminated. Now you can see the side of RIT once again going to try and make the long push to B.
Long push to B. We've already seen how all this goes. Oh my god, Aiden, what a shot coming in from Aiden over to Kroomba. Over on the side of the map, we got Shadbino and Sin finding one for their each. And we got on the peak now, still on the operator, very much alive. We'll have to deal with the Sky Ult, which he does, facing in a very close angle. Oh my god, look at the ambition on this man. Takes him down immediately. 8 seconds remaining. The spike is going to be going down. Dalawai is the last man alive. Aiden shuts him down. We got Rochester's 1st round win ahead of us.
And they did it on a thrifty round. You know, they had complete full buys in other rounds and unfortunately couldn't come out on top. But now you give them Quarter Shields and some Sheriffs, and they're able to get the job done. That was a huge round coming from RIT, as now they finally have some monies to work with. And if they want to keep that, they're going to have to win at least 2 in a row. Otherwise, they're going right back down to the bottom of the bargain bin.
That they are. Need yet another round here to secure some amount of economy going into the next few rounds of this half. Let's find out if they have what it takes to do so. Pushing in towards the A side with multiple ults going their way, but I believe we do have a race ult coming in as well from the attacker side. Not finding anybody yet, but they all have found the side to control. Trigon taken down early. Dalawai is there to find the early positions, and Kroomba is gonna be taking advantage of that any time of the day. Henry B. Cool trying to protect the only person at side before being taken down, and there's not much else you can do. It seems like Sitten's gonna be the last man alive, sitting right there as a duck in front of the 3 players from Hawaii. And that is gonna be Hawaii's 6th round win. 6-7 duck. I can't believe we did not make this joke earlier.
Yep, once again, you could see Sitten on site Sitten and get dealt with accordingly by the University of Hawaii. Is now, once again, we're going to be heading into our next round here. Is going to be round number 8 on the line for these two, and you can see a little bit of that purchasing power definitely going in the favor of the University of Hawaii. Meanwhile, RIT are trying to debate whether or not they are going to go for the full buy. Should they go for the half? Should they save? This, you can tell they are undecided right there because Aiden goes full buy. Absolutely. It looks like the rest are trying to go full buy as well. Unfortunately for Trigon, they got to settle for the Sheriff.
Got to settle for the Sheriff, but
Not the
so
deputy.
far, you know, it has been a bit of a luck-based possibility whether Aiden's gonna be finding somebody with the Sheriff or not. Last round, it was pretty cool. You know, he got the Sheriff kill, he got the Vandal, and he was able to take the round here. But so far, it seems like that is going to be the case here. Aiden, he's found one, and he's looking for Vol, while on the other side, Petorium's going to be trying to make this side push as slow as he possibly can, while the rotation comes in from the rest of the Hawaii roster. Sitten sits Petorium down, and Aiden finds one for his own. Henry, be cool. Still alive, going to be getting that spike down, not for so long. RIT. 2 people alive here on the peak. Might just be looking for an operator save at the moment, because this does not seem like a site that they can take at the moment.
Nah, it doesn't. I would say save the op, you know. Why not? Just go for it. Try and get out of there with the operator. Aim down mid long and just, you know, try and get maybe some exit frags. Other than that, you know, they could afford to lose a round. You know, they got currently a 5-round lead. What's a 4-round lead? You know, it's nothing to wave a stick at either. And not only that, but you also force RIT to use their ultimates. You know, the neural theft came out. There might have been another ult, but I think I missed it. But I do think I recall hearing the Astral Divide or the Cosmic Divide come out at least once. So, not bad. Oh, no, they lost the op! Now it's bad. Now it's a down bad. You lost the operator.
The operator traded out for the Vandal, but of course cannot compete with the operator. On the peak, down to 50 credits. He'll have to stick with the operator, but this time no full armor for him and no money going into the next round. We shall see if this turns fruitful. University of Hawaii, we still got that 4-round lead, while RIT are slowly crawling their way back into this game.
Yeah, but they also have the purchasing power now. The economy's on their side. Look how much money's they're working with. You know, they got a good amount. And even if they go down a round, they should still have enough to come in with a decent buy into the next round. But on the peak, if they're going to keep buying the operator, they're going to have to start landing more of their shots because unfortunately, their shots simply aren't on target.
Time to jump.
Yeah, we have seen on the peak missing quite a few of these shots. Unfortunately, could not connect with some of the simpler ones. Let's see if he's able to make something of it now. The fake teleport coming in from Trigon is gonna throw off the operator for just a little while longer. The peak coming in from Aiden, he's gonna get punished immediately. And RIT will need to think twice before pushing the smoke.
Well, they're not going to need it because they're just going to drop the spike right there on the edge. And now it is time to get out of dodge as RIT knows they have the player advantage. And now all they have to do is try and wait for the retake as the Blade Storm now comes out from on the peak, goes around the corner, can't get the read. Here comes Trigon, they're blinded. And they will get knocked down as the Cosmic Divide will also come out now as only one player remains sitting once again, sitting on site.
Oh, wow. That's sitting really good for a start there, but I don't believe it's gonna be enough to stop the defuse coming in from Petorium. And just like that, it's University of Hawaii taking yet another round win. 7-2 is the current scoreline, with Hawaii having most of the momentum that they need.
Yep, and now they're going to call a quick time out because keep in mind, RIT, they did go down that last round, but because they won 2 in a row, they were able to sustain a good amount of economy. So they should be able to come into this next round, get a decent buy, and still put up one heck of a fight. The only problem is that they have still a large deficit to come back from. And now that the side of Hawaii has passed 7, you're not going to go into the half with an even split. So that's why they're calling their timeout. They know the last round, it's now impossible for them to go into the next round with 6. So now they're going to have to talk about it. They're going to have to figure a way that they can win out from here on in this first half.
And what could be the various strategies that that Rochester could pull off here? I feel like there could be more presence towards mid coming in from Rochester, because so far direct pushes to a site haven't been as useful as they'd expected to be. And on a map like Pearl with so many opportunities of flanks, I do not mind seeing more mid presence.
Oh, Flater, you're spitting straight facts right now. Mid is definitely where they need to go. It has been absolutely barren. They've given it no attention whatsoever. And the fact of the matter is, you can get a pretty cheeky peek there on mid. You can get a nice pick that's instantly going to give you that player advantage. And not only that, but it can serve as a pretty good distraction and make them, well, and them being the University of Hawaii, try and focus on mid instead of rotating. So when you're in the middle of your rotation, Hawaii's going to be caught up in mid. So, yeah, they definitely need to give a little bit more attention to mid. And on the peak, gets the collect. I didn't even realize. Gets 2 for the price of 1 on the peak. Gets a huge pick.
Oh, man. RIT would not be feeling so good about that one. Pushed towards A main, absolutely rejected by the operator as we see him pushing and finding 2. And on the other side, the mid presence that we were talking about is non-existential. Unfortunately for them, it is going to be a 2v5 Sitten and Trigon being the 2 players trying to make something of this round. Will they go for the Saber? Are they going to be trying to make one last desperate attempt to take this side? Let's find out. Even getting a spy plant here is absolutely huge. Oh, great plays coming in from Trigon, as he does manage to take down the operator down to 7 health, pushing through the smoke. Oh my god, that is unfortunate. Kroomba already found one, and 10 finds Trigon. Unlucky plays coming in for RIT, while on the other side, Hawaii are having the time of their lives.
Yeah, speaking of, On the Peak is having quite a bit of fun as well. I gotta say, On the Peak, at least here for the EGFC, has got to be the most aggressive op user I've ever seen. Normally, like operator users, they like to sit back, watch the long lanes, play a little bit more defensively, and then use the range of the operator to their advantage. But On the Peak literally just pushes and gets up in the grill of the opposition, and because of that, they were able to get a collat. They went straight down A main and was able to come through with a huge shot. Granted, it was only from like 20 yards out, but they got 2 kills for the price of 1. So again, this aggression coming from On the Peak with that operator, I guess it's paying off.
I would like to point out here, but well, before I do, Dalawai on the other side has shot me up. He's found 2 with a bit of a wallbang coming in as well. Trigon with the Sheriff in hand. He's found Kroomba, but will have to teleport out for that one. Trigon has found 3. And he's looking for more. The Sheriff has done so much damage, leaving University of Hawaii down to their last 3 players. A 3v3 here. Trigon pushed out of sight, and they'll have to start from square one.
Well, let's see if they can. They're going to get a free ult orb from it, so that's good. Not to mention neural theft also online. And, they have plenty of time to actually rotate with Spike if they choose to. But I think they're still going to try and bait it out. But keep in mind, Cypher has surveillance all over A site for RIT. So if they even try and make that push, they're going to know immediately. Meanwhile, they are slowly but surely trying to decipher whether or not they want to go for that A push. But now they've run out of time. They don't really have a choice anymore.
They don't. If you're tough, if you're too bad on making choices, just let them go. Dalawai, oh my god, it's just gonna be very difficult for him to survive here. Trigon finds him immediately as the push comes in from Dalawai. Trigon on the operator. The spike does go down. It's Spatorium. I'll clear out these early utilities being thrown out by Cypher, but he needs to be careful of these angles, which he is. He finds one, leaving him in a 1v2 though. And that is Trigon at the back, trying to find this kill. Doesn't find it soon enough. Sitten, what does he do? Goes for the wide peak. It doesn't matter. Trigon's there to save the day. And Trigon has been a mess to society here in this round.
I don't know why they didn't keep the op. They were popping off with it. They did a pretty good job.
They left the op?
Yeah, they left the op. At the same time, I don't necessarily blame them, because an offensive op honestly doesn't hit the same as a defensive one. But, like I said, after that, I think Trigon would be feeling themselves. They just aced, which, by the way, is the first ace that I've seen here on the EGFC in 2 weeks. And trust me, I've been keeping track. I've been looking for the aces. I love seeing the aces being made. I even say let your teammates ace when the time comes. So that was the first one in 2 weeks here at the EGFC.
Well, hopefully we get your wish fulfilled one more time here on this map. Maybe we see more aces, but look at that. A push coming in towards B side. This time with Trigon leading the charge. He's found Dalawai, and he has been a bit of a menace as we mentioned earlier on the peak in Praetorium. They found two as well. Rochester brought down to their last two players on the peak on the operator, being as dangerous as he possibly can. Praetorium has found another one off his own, leaving the Cypher. Henry B. Cool to be the last man alive. What do you do?
Well, Henry B. Cool. The only thing they can really do is get shot, apparently. Yep. I mean, it was kind of cool. You know, the animation was pretty cool. But now we head into the second half. A 9-3 split, a good old-fashioned 9-3 curse to start things off for us here on Pearl.
9-3 being the current scoreline, with Hawaii 1 round away from the double digit, and this is going to be a pistol. Let's find out how Rochester performed this time on the defensive side. Ghost and Classic with an armor, Classic as well as a Frenzy coming in from the offensive lineup here, who looks to push towards B site in a complete push towards B main. Man, this might just be looking at us. We might just be looking at a straight clean 3v3 here, but no, it seems like the defense has split out all across the map. Let's find out if the offense have what it takes to take this pistol.
Yeah, and look at Trigon just being so sneaky.
Oh my god. No, Trigon, you could have waited for a little while longer. He had the patience to work with as well. Unfortunate, Shadbino. Well, he has been revealed, forced to push back, and Hawaii have sight under control.
Yep, that they do. And you got to watch out for the great Chad Bino. They have been able to get a couple of cheeky picks here and there, and they show up when you least expect them. But that was a great ice wall coming from Hawaii. Now you will see they will get that spike down, and they should be able to play retake pretty successfully from here on out.
They do. You know, the Sage Wall is down, and I absolutely love the Sage Wall. You know, it gives the offense so many opportunities to make sure they have the post-plan situation under control. But as of right now, a 2v4 is not going to be easy whatsoever, even with that lineup. Dalawai, he's found one. He's playing around the wall here. Praetorium, he's found one as well. Dalawai comes out on top. You love to see it. It is University of Hawaii taking the 10th round win.
That's just good crime scene etiquette.
Yep, that they do. And not only that, but now they might find themselves with yet another, because that's usually how Valorant goes. You win the pistol round, you win the one after that, and then you make it to the bonus round. But it's going to be up to RIT whether or not they're going to give them the second round, because look at this. They're coming out with quarter shields and the gun that should not be named, along with a Marshall and a Trigon. Just going to stick with the tried and true there. Is going to keep the Classic in hand.
All right, Soka, we got 3 Stingers over on the defensive side. What do you think is going to happen?
They're going to lose. Not because it's RIT, just because they have the Stinger.
So, I mean...
Stinger versus Spectre, I mean, come on. That doesn't count. That was a 2v1. Also, they immediately dropped the Stinger and picked up the Spectre. Just throwing it out there.
All right, well, let's find out if it's the Stingers or the Spectres that prevail. Sitting with the Marshall, he's found one as well, leaving University of Hawaii down to the last 3 players. Rochester firing on all cylinders. They have sight completely under control. It's Trigon trying to lead the charge here. Let's find out if he has what it takes. Krumba takes down Sitten. Shadbino is defusing. Ooh, he's got the half defuse as well. And just like that, Rochester, the ones with the Stinger, are gonna be taking this round win.
Nah, that doesn't count. That doesn't count. That was a Stinger win. Stinger win's only worth half.
Ah. Oh yeah, I got the book opened up right here. Yeah, I read it. I read it. Stinger only counts as half. Yep, I see it right there.
Hey, also, they dropped Stingers to pick up Spectres. They did. But regardless, they're gonna be going back into this next round with a nice chunk of change. And let's see if they're gonna buy up or if they're going to just try and ride this one out. We are now heading into the bonus round of the second half. RIT with a much better footing here, and it looks like the University of Hawaii are going to be going for a full save almost.
Oh, Henry be cool. is thrown away from this position early, and that gives University of Hawaii, the push that they needed to get control of site. Aiden, he's found one with the stinger as well, and that gives Rochester the chance they want to make this retake happen. As we see the players slowly pushing in from the short position, it's Aiden and Chadbino leading the charge, but now split up. Aiden, raise in hand, the nade as well to work with, could clear out these early angles, close angles as well. Petorium on the other side, he's found Trigon. Let's find out if RIT are going to be taking this round away. Sidden has the spike once, but look at that. All three players from Hawaii are hiding behind that smoke. And Sidden is just diffusing, and he continues to do so. The spike carrier kill at half defuse. Does he have what it takes to defuse it? No, he doesn't. What? How does Hawaii end up managing to walk away with this win here?
And you know, that's exactly why I don't like the stinger, is because it's the most inconsistent weapon in Valorant. One round you're going to absolutely pop off, and the next it's like nothing. Keep in mind, the University of Hawaii just took that dub with classics. With classics, the default. Come on now. The proof is in the pudding.
Well, we got assault rifles all the way through coming in from both the sides now. Majority of the guns being used is currently assault rifles. We got on the peak, starting off strong with the Bulldog here. He's found one. Trigon picking that exact same position. Early Chester skin reads the teleport, and on the peak forced to push back. Now has a Vandal in his hand. Rochester looking to push towards B site here. We got on the peak. The University of Hawaii trying to find some space to get that spike down for his team, which it will. Chester gonna be on that plant and leaves Hawaii in a 5v2.
Yep, and this is going to be interesting because RIT down to their last two as they try and hold on, but this is going to be probably the most difficult retake, and honestly, they do better probably saving, but oh well, that is going to be a flawless victory coming from the University of Hawaii, and now they will be on match point.
Match point coming in for University of Hawaii here in this very first game. Rochester
GG's.
not being able to connect with most of their shots. Dude, it's just one stinger. I mean, come on. It's just two stingers. I mean, come on.
Hey, full shields though. I mean, you got no.
Okay, it's just three stingers.
Okay, give me a full shield and a classic over a quarter shield and a stinger. I'm just saying. Anyway.
That's four stingers.
I don't want to be that guy, of course, but, we're looking. We have eyes, we're not blind. The University of Hawaii should take this one. Not saying that RIT can't. They are insanely cracked. They can get the job done, but that's to say that University of Hawaii just falls short this round. So let's find out how this one is going to go down.
Here we go. It's four stingers against the Vandals coming in from the University of Hawaii. Let's find out if they're going to be able to close this one round right here. It seems like they have side completely under control, and they're going to be playing on the flank. Talawai will have to deal with the flank all on his own, and he says, nah, I ain't doing it alone. Wait for his teammate to come in as well. And it's going to be Rochester pushing all the way through from the B main angle. Chester Ken has found one. Talawai takes down one before Aiden finds the trade. Chester, he's found two. And he's looking for another. Will he find it? The classic ran out of bullets, but I believe Sydney's land ran out of health. It's University of Hawaii closing this one out here in a 13-4 fashion, and game one goes to Hawaii.
I'm just saying, you know what? Actually, you know what? I'm not going to say it. I'm just going to say that was a great round number one coming from Pearl, and understandably so, because if I'm not mistaken, but then again, Captain do be capping, I do believe that was University of Hawaii's map pick. So it does make sense if it was that they had a fantastic game. They know the ins and outs, and Pearl, believe it or not, it's one of those maps that are still understudied. It's not new anymore. We're all used to Pearl, but you don't get as many players or teams who are going to practice Pearl. They're not going to put in the time. So maybe University of Hawaii just spent a little bit extra time perfecting the map. Now, with that being said, we have another game underway between these two, so don't go anywhere. When we come back, we're going to go to map number 2 between the University of Hawaii and RIT.
Just about ready to head on into map number 2 here. This time it is gonna be the pick from Rochester Institute of Technology, and we're gonna go to none other than Lotus.
Oh yeah, I cannot wait to get onto Lotus. Now you see with this map, is because it is relatively new, there is not an established meta. We do have an idea and it's really starting to take shape and to take form, but it is not confirmed, it has not been solidified. So, there are still experiments being made with different compositions, and it has been really interesting because believe it or not, there has been a debate in the Valorant community that because Harbor has not been very viable, that the newest map they made was taken into consideration with Harbor in mind. So Harbor is really starting to increase in pick rate on Lotus. Not saying that it is meta, not saying it is confirmed, but it is a trend that we have been seeing in ranked and also in competitive every now and again. Now, the interesting thing about Lotus, it's exactly opposite to Haven. Haven, pointed out by our lovely producer Juke, is a map about retakes. When you're playing defensively, it's all about the retake. Lotus is completely opposite. Retaking on Lotus is probably the hardest map to retake on in Valorant.
Yes, so many shorter angles, so many narrow pathways to go through just to take site under control. And with the right Asian lineup, you can shut down sites to make sure that nobody even thinks about retaking them. And that's what we see here on a map like Lotus. But heading on to this Asian pickup, let's see what the defense and the offense have to offer. And just like that, you see it coming in from the Rochester Institute of Technology. It's Shad Bino heading towards the Asian pick.
Yep, and you see, I'm not even saying that it's meta or that, it's confirmed. I'm just saying there has been an increase in pick rate. Yeah, it's just you're seeing it more often. And, of course, you're looking at the other side and there's no Harbor. Instead, they're going to be going with the Omen. Omen's still the standout controller for especially for maps that you're not used to. They are a big comfort pick, so if you're uncomfortable with the map, it always makes sense to go with Omen. Omen is a well balanced controller. You can usually never go wrong with that pick. Also, Breach. I honestly think Breach is the meta initiator for Lotus. And with that being said, notice how Chamber nearly nerfed completely out of the meta. However, because Lotus has a lot of those tight angles and a lot of those tight corridors, Chamber's starting to, become more viable on this map as well, because their teleport, even though it has been nerfed, can get them through walls very quickly. So they can go from one corridor to the next instantly, and they get an instant barrier. So now Chamber also getting a higher pick rate on Lotus as well. So there's a lot going on with this map the more that we play on it.
And I believe Trigon picking up Chamber has also something to do with we do not see Chamber as much in even in the ranked player, and especially on a map like Lotus is one of the reasons you do not know whether you're going to be starting off on the offensive or the defensive side. I do believe that the Trigon Chambers pick is suited towards the defensive side at the moment.
Oh, absolutely. And you see, that's the main point, is that you have to anchor these sites. It's no longer about the retake like on Haven. Now you have to prevent the spike from going down at all costs. So you have got to find a way to lock these sites down, which is why I also like Da Alawai coming with that KJ pick. KJ by themselves can lock down C. Meanwhile, you have the Lone Chamber, and they really don't have the same lockdown utility. They are good at getting picks, so let's see if they can get the first pick here as we head into round 1.
The entire force of University of Hawaii heading on towards Seaside here with Trigon trying to stop them, but it seems like a retake might just be in order here, as he has decided to push back from the smoke. Is going to be waiting for his teammates to rotate in. The spike is down, and if Atsoka, the analysis here is anything to go by, the retake is not going to be easy whatsoever.
But you see, I will say this. I will say right now for RIT that it looks as though they did have a good read. They tried taking Mound first because Mound is literally pivotal. That's the literal hill that you want to die on, because once you take Mound, you really do get a big advantage over Spike, and you get those instant head clicks. So they tried to rotate back around. They tried to flank. Notice they didn't try to take the head-on fight. They tried to take Mound. Unfortunately for them, Hawaii saw that coming from a mile away, and they were able to counter it.
But the strategy, even though correct, is not going to give RIT the round that they needed. It's going to be University of Hawaii coming out on top here in the very first round, taking the pistol and taking Spectres and Bulldogs all the way through for round number 2.
And we already said, Lotus is really a map of that isn't about the retake. You got to defend as hard as you can. C, in particular on Lotus, is a harder retake than both A and B. B specifically. B is honestly the exact opposite of A and C. It's the easiest retake on the entire map. You have 4 different avenues of entry, both with an angle, both with a corridor. You can literally duck, dodge, dip, dive, and dodge all throughout B. Is the easiest retake possible. C is the hardest. So if you plant on C, chances are you're gonna have a successful spike plant.
And yeah, and that would make sense going into this one. We see University of Hawaii trying to establish dominance early on towards C side here, but now, they've got the gun and they've got the guns to work with. They're not as careful at the start of the game. They have the momentum to work with. They head on straight towards A site here. The Spectres in hand are gonna do so much damage. It's Chester, Kane finding 2 with the Spectre. Batorium takes down the last man, and it's gonna be University of Hawaii taking round number 2.
That they do, and again, it's no big surprise there. They had the superior purchasing power, they had the buys, they had the shields, so no love lost there. Now it's the bonus round. As always, this is where the tone of the match will be made. Will University of Hawaii be able to get the bonus, get the monies, and get the buys? Meanwhile, it looks like they're going kind of, no pun intended, they're going half-cocked into this bonus round. Hawaii just going with the Sheriff and still has 5,800. There you go. Now they're going to buy the Vandal. Now it's nearly a full send coming out from Hawaii.
Towards C side, it's Henry B. Cool with the Phantom in his hand. Needs to be playing as carefully as he possibly can, and he forced to push back. Let's find out if University of Hawaii are going to be able to lock the site down completely or not. Batorium going to get that spike down after a little help with his teammates. And that is going to be a spike plant towards Mound. It's not going to be easy whatsoever. Even if you get side control, you need the control of the Mound. It's okay. You're absolutely right here. Mound control is crucial. And I don't see RIT having any of the flanks to work with at the moment.
I mean, to be completely honest, Mound is meta. Once you get Mound, I think it's nearly solidified that you're going to get the dub because the spike lines up perfectly with it. So as soon as you hear the audio cue, you got an instant head click. There it is already. They fake it, and now you can see the shot starting to rain in. Now the trades are going down on Mound. Another one there, and they nearly are able to solidify that. But so much time has gone off the spike. Do they have enough time to get the defuse? It's going to be close, but I don't think they have it. Again, even though Hawaii lost the trades, they lost the eliminations, they still were able to confirm the spike detonation. That was a huge round from Hawaii.
Extremely unfortunate for the RIT side. I mean, they had what it took. They got the site under control. They took down the trades. They got what was necessary, but the time of the essence was not met. And unfortunately, that is going to give Hawaii the 3-round lead, with RIT having no guns to work with heading into this next one. Just a couple of sheriffs and a marshals. Heading into this 4th round, it's Hawaii's round to take.
That it is. And again, that's the benefit of taking the bonus round. And that is the benefit of having the double initiator combo of KO and Breach, able to lock down that jet instantly, and now they got rid of one of the most dangerous threats from RIT as they go for a full push onto A and should have complete control.
Chester Skin gonna be getting that spike down here for the Hawaii side, sitting on the Sheriff. Oh my god, on the peak is gonna set him down, and that's gonna leave Rochester in a 3v5 rather. Shadbino on the flank. Let's see if he's able to pull something off with the Harbor. He's gonna be facing multiple players. Batorium, Dalwai do take him down, but the first frag comes in towards Chester Skin. It's Trigon, the last man alive. Chamber with the Sheriff. How many frags can he pick up here? It's gonna be 0. Dalwai takes him down, and along with it, he picks up the 4th round win.
Yeah, and it was a good attempt, coming from the side of Chad Bino. They had the right idea, throwing out the tidal wave over towards Tree, but the only problem was that they full sent it. They sent it beyond their opposition. If you would have stopped that tidal wave, because for those that don't know, the tidal wave from Harbor, actually you can control how far it goes out. You can stop it whenever you want. And if you can set it towards the mid and you can stop it there, you can literally cut off two of the three players that were in tree, and then you could have picked them off accordingly and then dealt with the third. So I don't know if it was intended to send the tidal wave that far, but regardless, I think it would have been better placed within the middle of tree instead of taking it completely out.
Wait, are you calling a wall the tidal wave or the C ability?
Not the wall. I just call the wall the wall. The tidal wave is the one that I call that, goes forward.
You can control the distance where it goes to?
Yes.
What?
Yes, you can. And it is awesome.
How do you do that?
You hit the same button you used to call it out. For me, it's C. Whatever your hotkeys are, you just hit C. that's what I go with. But you hit the same button that you used to call it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, they're doing something new every day. I don't want to believe that I was the only person to not know that. If somebody in Twitch chat is feeling the same way, please do let us know. But as of right now, University of Hawaii might just be looking at their very first round loss here. RIT are looking to get their very first round win. Have the site completely locked down with Spike under control. And Chester Skin with 25 seconds left. I'm not sure he can do much with it. Let's find out if he's going to be going for the save, which does seem to be the case here. And that's going to give Hawaii their very first loss.
And there you go. That's what you need. You have got to answer back in a major way, and RIT did just that. And notice the big difference here. Hang on. Oh. It's not over. Whoa. Big teleport with the spike using the Omen meta. In order to take the spike back, they had to use their ult for it, but now they got themselves a 1v3. Even though C is the hardest retake in Valorant on Lotus, it's still going to be tough, even in a 1v3 scenario.
Oh, absolutely. Chester Ken, a lot of pressure at the moment. He finds the first one, connects with the spray, but the last two players know where he is, and Chadbino is there to take him down. That gives RIT their very first round win, but an amazing attempt coming in from Chester Ken.
Hey, it was, but you know where they flawed? They didn't go mound. You got to plant mound. Mound is the meta. They went inward. That was the big mistake coming from
we're going to be facing the operator, though.
Still, mound is meta. That's it. That's the end of it. That is the letter of the law here on Lotus. It's Lotus law.
All right, fair enough. I mean, oh well. It is what it is. It was a difficult round to take any chance they got. University of Hawaii is still up by 3 at the moment. Let's find out if RIT can extend that round win momentum.
Well, let's see. You can already see they're heading towards tree. By the way, the best way to enter onto A, for those that are reminiscent of Ascent, sometimes taking the A side on Ascent is also best by going through tree. And I think that was a direct influence here on Lotus as well.
On the peak, trying to clear out these early positions as quickly as he possibly can. We'll have to be facing Henry B. Cool right about now, who's taking down 1. I can't believe he survived that. Never mind, on the peak takes him down with 2 to his name. University of Hawaii up by a single man as we see the bomb being planted over at B site.
And this is a really tough because B is literally the easiest retake on Lotus. And again, they have 4 entryways to go in. But with that being said, you can already see RIT able to get at least 1 pick. Now it's a 2v2. They're placed up on high for Hawaii. They do have a little bit of an advantage because they do have the high ground now. It will be smoked off. But look, here comes the Rolling Thunder.
Oh, are they going to be seeing the spike again? Yes, they are. Aiden, he has enough time. He's already got half the fuse, but Batorium has what it takes to take him down early. And University of Hawaii are going to be taking the momentum back into their own hands with yet another round win.
Hey, that was a fantastic confirmation coming from the side of Hawaii. Again, Praetorium with that Rolling Thunder, able to knock the players off the spike and relinquish control of the site. Perfectly timed, perfectly executed. Hawaii, again, able to come through and get themselves yet again another 4-round lead over RIT.
4-round lead, a lot of money to work with. That might just lead into a 5-round lead. Let's find out whether they're able to do it. It's a push simply straight towards Seaside. Dragon already heading back. So, playing on a retake with no guns to work with. This is gonna be a big challenge for RIT.
And look at this. This time, Igor knows to plant for Mound. Regardless, I don't even think they're going to need Mound. It's 5v2 against RIT. And honestly, the mistake was made when you didn't have a lot of coverage on C. There wasn't really a lot of opposition to have, especially Cypher, unfortunately, from the side of RIT, was not there in the initial exchange. But there goes the blind. Here comes the peek. And it will be sitting to get an elimination on the peak. That was huge, but unfortunately, they can't do a lot with that classic. In order to secure that win, it's going to be 6-1 now in the favor of Hawaii.
A near flawless victory coming in from the University of Hawaii here. 6-1, like you said, is the scoreline. And looking at the economy, it still seems like the next few rounds are going to be a bit competitive. So Rochester, you know, it is now or never to get these dubs here in this first half.
Yeah, it really is, because you want to at least go into the half 6-6. You know, that's really, I guess, the goal, the bare minimum, is you want to go 6-6. But again, Lotus is especially difficult. So again, because it's still brand new and people are still trying to figure it out, I think there's still a lot of method to be discovered here for this map. But meanwhile, you can see Sitting having a field day, coming through with back-to-back eliminations. And now, just like that, RIT will get their second win here on the first half.
That's what you need. That is exactly what you need. Shutting down the A side completely has what gotten RIT yet another round win. The second round win here in this first half, and economy is looking a little better. That is what they need before heading on into the second half here. 4 rounds left here in the first half, and looking at RIT's offensive valor at the moment, I believe they do have what it takes to take us to that 6-6 scoreline.
Oh, they definitely do. And I honestly think that, you know, Lotus is actually an offensive-sided map. You know, from a lot of the matches that I've seen, granted that it's still relatively new, it seems to have a sway towards the offensive. But meanwhile, Trigon, again with the chamber, able to do a lot and get that first elimination. And now here comes Aldalawai, also getting the trades in turn. Now Praetorium, or yes, over towards that C site, does have the spike, and they're going to plant for Mound again.
Here we go, University of Hawaii playing in that post-plan situation with 2 players pushing in from the B side area. Rochester, they have smokes to work with. Yes, I believe they do have a harbor, and harbor's smoke here can be so useful. They do pull the wall up as well. Oh, Praetorium's got the ult. Oh well, they tried.
Yep, that they have. Meanwhile, you can see the defuse does get about halfway. Again, the Rolling Thunder coming out for Hawaii as they're able to knock at least one player off of the spike. Looking to follow it up here. The spike continuing to tick away. There's the read. There's the shot. And I think enough time has gone off the spike where they can no longer get the defuse. The last player will fall, and it will be yet another win for the University of Hawaii.
University of Hawaii looking at a 5-round lead at the moment. Rochester, you know, they take a few rounds here and they take a few rounds here and there, but that doesn't stop for University of Hawaii from bringing it right back, getting the momentum shifted towards their side. The gears shifted high. We got Hawaii at a 7-2 scoreline. Just a few more rounds here in this first half, and University of Hawaii are looking to take the rest of them.
Yep, that they are. Now the monies, the economy, not looking so good for RIT. They have to come through the bottom of the barrel of the bargain bin just to try and hold off the aggression that is currently underway for the Green Wave, as they are again on the prowl, making a huge push over towards that A site. They are able to smoke off the lanes, and now out comes the boom bot.
Oh, Sidden. Marshall in hand, trying to get some early points of damage here. On the peak, he's going to be pushing in with a rocket launcher. Okay, throws it away. He kind of like me. I like what I see here coming in from Therese. Unfortunately, it is going to be the spike down for the University of Hawaii, and Rochester will have to work twice as hard in order to take the side back.
Yeah, the retake here not as difficult on C, but it is still difficult nonetheless. As you can see, there are so many avenues that the attackers have advantage of, and already you can see the eliminations going underway as now only one player remains. It's Trigon, who will finally be gunned down. And now the University of Hawaii have a 6-round lead.
A 6-round lead coming in from the offensive side here. We love to see Hawaii's resilient offense so far. You know, there were a few times when they went towards the A side where Rochester completely shut them down. They were able to improve upon their mistakes. They figured out what was wrong and they made their push absolutely worth it. As they got yet another, as they're looking for another push towards A side here. It's going to be interesting to see what they have to offer this time. Going up against Sheriffs and one Vandal, it does look like it's going to be an easier job.
Well, looks could be deceiving. We've already seen one thrifty round come at the hand of the Sheriff, so let's see if we can get another one. Meanwhile, there goes the nade coming from Praetorium. And of course, Aiden coming through with the Blade Storm. They do have it activated, and they will get at least one elimination in the trade. They do back off, going back behind Temple. Here comes the peak, and they will be gunned down. And now RIT, only 2 left. No, let's make it 1.
Rochester, last man alive. Henry, how do you make this 1v4 happen? Needs to be careful for that left peak. He isn't. It's on the peak, taking him down first. And Hawaii are ever so close to that double-digit round scoreline. 9-2. Rochester, last round here in this half, you gotta take it.
Yep, that they do, but at least this time they should have a better buy this time out. Again, not a full buy. You still got 1 quarter shield and the Bulldog, but you could do a lot with that. You could still get the job done. As we are ready to get this one underway, this is going to be round number 12 now. And honestly, this is definitely looking like a one-sided venture so far, but keep in mind, RIT still have a chance to play offense if they do not confirm a victory here.
They already have control of the place outside. Eggy does look to push towards the door area. The smoke, however, is going to do so much damage. Aiden finds one while Praetorium gets the trade. Aiden looks for another. Praetorium finds one as well. That leaves a 3v3 here. Krumber revived in University of Hawaii. Going to be getting that spike down with sight under control. Looking to end this round with an A-side control and a total elimination against offensive side.
Yeah, and now here comes the Geyser from Harbor. Big ult and a big stun, but it's not enough. Praetorium still able to get an elimination and get the final one at that. Getting a huge 4-piece there in round 12. They're going to be going into the second half pretty happy.
Pretty happy. Heading into this next one, well, University of Hawaii is sitting at an 8-round lead here in Soka. RIT, they have to bring out the big guns. They need to pull out all the strategies out of the magic bag here, and they need to get this pistol round.
That they do. And, you know, we were talking earlier, and, you know, well, at least I, from my experience, have seen that I think that Lotus is an offensive-friendly map. So maybe RIT can take that and run with it. We've seen the success University of Hawaii had on the offensive side of the spike, so now RIT gets to take a turn, and who knows, they can go on an absolute tear and take 8 games and tie this one up.
RIT, Aiden pushing in early, does have the Sheriff to work with, gets flashed, and on the peak is there to take him down to the Frenzy. And Atoka might be feeling too happy about that one, as on the peak is still very much alive. He's looking for more players. Henry be cool, however, turns out on top. That's going to be U Hawaii forced to push back and make the rotate.
Yep, and away they go over towards C. But look at this. Look who's there. KJ has a complete lockdown of the C site. So as soon as they get an alert, the rotation will be underway. And the thing about Lotus is that they have quick rotations because B is actually more successful as a rotating point than it is a site. And already you can see Omen and KO are nearly there. And now Da Alawai able to come through with back-to-back eliminations with just a classic in hand.
Oh, do we see a knife? Do we see a knife? Atoka, answer me. Do we see a knife? We don't need to, I guess. Dalawai wants to end this one early. And what a retake this has been. Dalawai, you know, he peeks out once, he finds one. He peeks out again, he finds another one. And that is what the pattern continues to be. Dalawai being an absolute monstrous force with the classic and the timing of his peaks being an absolute amazing treat to look at. 11-2 is the current scoreline. University of Hawaii 2 rounds away from ending this series.
And you know, I absolutely love how the side of Hawaii, they know how important C is. You cannot give up C. The retake is too difficult. So what they do is they send KJ and they lock it down. They make sure that they make it as difficult as possible to plant that on C. The retake, not even a thought in the mind of the University of Hawaii. They are making sure that C is not even an option for RIT.
Ooh, Kumba, there he's found two with the Spectre. Aiden takes down one, but University of Hawaii. Oh my god, never mind. Trigon, what a shot with that Headhunter. Does have the Stinger to work with though, and we all know how we feel about that one. But RIT, last man alive, Trigon will have to face 3 players at the same time, and that is not gonna go his way. It's University of Hawaii taking another round, and that's gonna give them the 12-2 scoreline with 1 more round to go. Take the series.
Only 1 more round. This is it. We are in round 25. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm tripping. Never mind. I'm used to it being round 25. No, I apologize. This is round 15. It's been a long day, folks. Remember, we had a round 25 earlier. I just want to point out
the very first game.
I'm used to there being a 1 in front of that 2 there by RIT. Unfortunately, though, that is a very lonely 2. As they are heading into round 15 now, looking to try and keep this match alive.
Oh, on the peak. Goes for the peak, pushes through the smoke. He's found one with the grenade as well by Krumba. Gets one with the Molly. University of Hawaii down to their last 3 players. What a play by Trigon. This man's headhunter skills have been something to look at. Pushing in towards the A side here, Spike in their hand. And they're going to be facing Chesterkin first, who does have a Spectre to work with. And this man is using the Spectre like a vandal. Would you look at that? Chesterkin takes down both of them in a matter of 2 seconds. And with that, University of Hawaii are going to be ending this series in a 2-0 clean sweep.
Absolutely, a fantastic round. The University of Hawaii definitely showing some map knowledge there, not just on Pearl, but also on Lotus. It is important whenever you see these new matches and new maps come to light in the new seasons to practice. It makes all the difference. And whether you like it or not, you gotta practice Split 2, because you never know when you're going to end up on that map. But with that being said, we're going to take a quick short break, and when we come back, if you're lucky and if you've been good this year, we're going to get you an interview with one of the players from the winning side of the University of Hawaii. You're not going to want to miss it. Stay tuned.
And after that quick victory coming in from University of Hawaii, we are right back here with On the Peak, on the mic with us. On the Peak, how are you feeling about this great series win?
Done pretty quickly, so we can all like grab dinner or something, rest up.
Mm.
Absolutely. And it was a fantastic series to start out with. Now, one thing I want to ask you is about your performance on not Lotus, I'm sorry, but on Pearl. We'll get to Lotus in a minute. Let's start with Pearl though. That was an interesting matchup just because, we got to see a lot go down, and I got to tell you, you are absolutely insane with the operator, and I couldn't help but notice that, for those long lane shots, you were having a little bit of difficulty, but at the same time, when you were on the A site, you were going absolutely commando. You were going all assault with the op. So I got to ask you, what is the big difficulty of B compared to A for you?
I'm gonna be completely honest. I did not warm up before this. I took a nap and then I woke up an hour before, and then I had to eat lunch. But in general, I think longer shots, maybe generally speaking, people just overthink the shot. Maybe they think it's so easy, because it's you just double zoom it and then they're very close. But I think it's just all mental, usually for me. But for that game, I just didn't warm up.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think you guys are crazy just for picking Pearl in the first place. It couldn't be me. But regardless, now let's head over to Lotus, because Lotus was actually the pick of RIT. However, your team seemed to know that map backward and forwards, being that it's relatively new. Has your team spent a lot of time on that map?
I wouldn't say a lot of time, but we definitely spent a good chunk of our time on that map. But also, I'm pretty sure RIT has a new roster, someone told me, I think, but I'm not sure if that affected the way that they were playing, because I remember playing RIT before and they put up more of a fight last time, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. This series has been a bit of a roller coaster. We saw that first Pearl matchup. It started off with RIT being a little too aggressive on the offensive side, but they got something rolling by the end of the game. And after that, it was just University of Hawaii all the way through. You guys did play really great first game and the second game here on Lotus as well. I do have to ask, what are your plans for your next two opponents? For the next 2 weeks, I believe University of Hawaii is looking to go up against Weber State University as well as the University of Idaho follow right after.
We're just gonna keep 5-stacking, build our chemistry, and honestly, after that last week with Williams and Mary, I think everybody's confidence is pretty up. It's we're pretty good. We're pretty good. So we feel pretty good for the upcoming matches.
I mean, that's fair.
That's the confidence.
Yeah, William and Mary only have one L, and it came from these guys.
Yeah. That's a pretty good confidence booster. That's as big of a confidence booster you can get here on the EGFC season. And once again, on the peak, congratulations for this best of 3 series win. I believe we will see you next week.
Yeah.
All right. I believe that is where we have reached the end of the stream today. It's Soka. It has been so much fun casting Lotus, Pearl, accent with you. It is just pure fun going out of our ways to get those pronunciations wrong. I believe we will have a bit of a bounty on our head after this end of the stream. But hey, yeah, what's up?
Well, I was just going to say is every day we go out of our way to get the pronunciations right. So every now and again, it's fun to go out of our way to get them wrong. Absolutely.
You love to see it. And, get our producer's nerves sometime here and there. No, boys, that's not.
But regardless, that is going to wrap things up for us here at the EGFC. Once again, I have been Captain Ahsoka, joined by the great Flater, and that will just about do it. But don't worry, there will always be more esports action for you right here at the EGFC.